Hi, everyone. Mike Gallagher for FullAccessSports.com on the Bearcats Sports Network. And this week, our special guests after our return from East Texas Baptist are a couple of guys that just happen to be Northwest Conference Student Athletes of the Week after their performance down in East Texas. To my left is running back and punter Taylor Wyman. To my right, linebacker Brendan Manion. These guys were Student Athletes of the Week. Taylor for offense and special teams for his job as a punter. And, of course, the madman, I'm going to start calling him something here. Mayhem Manion is what I think I'm going to go with because, well, I'm going to start with you. You had to really, as both of you guys would attest to, we had about a 90-minute rain delay. We had to wait for it to get even darker and quit raining and no lightning. And then you had to go out and play this ball game. And all of a sudden you found out when the first 2 to 3 minutes, East Texas Baptist was ready for us with their own hurry-up offense. What kind of changes had to take place immediately when you got out there?
Well, we had our backs against the wall real quick. We had 2 first drives. They just drove down the end zone. First drive, we got real lucky. We forced a fumble, caught it back on the 2-yard line. Then offense had a quick change of possession. Then they got the ball down to the 40-yard line. They threw a touchdown right away, and luckily they got called back for taunting. And ever since then, we just kind of made a stand the rest of the game. You know, that's kind of how we played the whole game. We just backs against the wall, didn't really give up a touchdown at all.
And the weather, of course, the delay kind of takes your mindset. You've got to readjust when you get back on the field.
Yeah, it was really tough. I could tell a lot of guys might have lost focus in the first 20 minutes, like, oh, we're getting a little disappointed. We might not be able to play, but then once Coach told us 20 minutes we're playing a game, everyone's eyes were on the prize. We knew what we came there to do. And
the prize, of course, ended up, and one will slide over here to talk to Taylor Wyman first. And to both of you, congratulations on this award. But for you to be one of the very first Bearcats to get 2 awards in the same week, Student Athlete of the Week, offense as well as for special teams, that's got to be not only a big surprise, but a pretty good honor.
Oh, yeah. It's a tremendous honor. Obviously didn't expect that. Haven't had special teams nor offensive player of the week yet, and getting them both in the same week, so pretty exciting.
You like your dual role with running the ball, catching the ball, sometimes a little special teams, but certainly as a punter as well.
Yeah, it's something I miss about high school football, you know, being able to do a little bit of everything, and so not being able to do this in college is pretty exciting.
When you talk about roles on the teams, they have changed, I assume, from last year when you were just the running back coming in off the bench to what you're doing now. How does that make you feel now that you are, obviously as a junior, you're looking at yourself a little differently and being a leader on the team, but how does it affect how you play when you have to do more?
It's, you know, it's a work in progress. You know, I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah.
We've only been 3 games doing this, a little shotgun with me and Dylan. Mm-hmm. But we're keeping both of our legs fresh the whole game. So I think it's going to, and then we have Terrell coming back once he gets healthy. So we'll have 3 guys just shotgunning it out, staying healthy the whole game. So it's going to be good.
And Brendan, when your role has changed, you got a lot of playing time near the end of last year. Now you're a starter, maybe one of the surprise guys, at least from my standpoint, because I didn't know where we stood. You've been around guys like Jack Nelson that kind of help you play that linebacker spot, but you too are in a different position than you were last year. How does it feel?
It's definitely a different position, switching from defensive end to linebacker, but I feel more comfortable. I'm out in the open field a lot more, and I got a lot of great guys that I can learn from, such as Corey Walsh or Jordan Weil, who's now injured, and Jack Nelson, of course. These guys they're just great minds for the football game, and they always know what they're doing out there, and they always give me a good hand. It was a really easy transition for me.
And one of the things we talked about also, you've been very busy. You looked at 2.5 tackles, 1 for a sack. These guys were fast. They were hard to predict exactly where they were going to be. And unless you had good position, they went right by you.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple plays they made me look stupid, and a lot of my teammates because it was really hard with the wet field out there too. But, yeah, we were flying around. We were making plays, and I think we all did a good job.
We're going into our second week of buys here. This is the second of 2 buys. Then we're home on the 10th of October. You know, Taylor, one of the things you have to worry about is always being ready and staying in a good position. You had a bye week. You went to Texas. Now you have another bye week. How do you guys adjust? Is it a good thing to have this many bye weeks, do you think? Is it for getting healthier, or is it just kind of different?
Yeah, there's positive and negatives to both sides. You know, we're going to stay fresh. We'll keep our older guys, veteran guys, you know, limited and get them healthy. But at the same time, you know, we like playing games on Saturdays, so it's a little disappointing.
You might slide over and watch that Linfield PLU game, maybe?
That might be a good game to go watch.
Yeah,
it's got them out a little bit.
Just a little bit. I was also going to think for you two guys, not only the buys, but you've got things aren't perfect by any stretch. This is the third game of the season. We're into week 5 almost. Things are still being tweaked, all the aspects of the game. As you look at things that need to be improved on, what are you guys doing really well on defense, and maybe one or two things that might need a little more improvement?
Well,
as a whole.
Well, obviously, we're doing a couple things right because we're winning games, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what counts in the end. But a couple things we need to clean up are just schematics. I mean, we're all working hard, running the ball, and all giving 110% all the time. But we just got to work out a few kinks. And I know teams think they can rush the ball on us right now, but we're going to prove to Whitworth that they can't.
And then that's the same thing with you guys. The offense has changed just a little from last year with the new OC. There are great things that are happening, but there are things you're still working on. On the offensive side as a whole, what are some of those good things that need to be improved?
Yeah, well, we pride ourselves on our tempo and effort, so we got to keep that up. We got to get our tempo going. We kind of trying to mold ourselves after the Oregon offense, so we're getting there. We'll keep the tempo up.
I noticed that ETBU wanted to copy us for a little while, for about the first half, and then they kind of slowed their tempo down.
Yeah, they were moving quick in the first half. I think we had over 250 plays over the whole game, so it was a fast-paced game. But we gotta keep it going all 4 quarters.
Now, Whitworth coming up here on the 10th on the Friday night. From what you've remembered about Whitworth and what they bring, what are your concerns as a player?
I don't really have any concerns. We'll be ready come Saturday. Next 2 Saturdays, we got a lot of time to prepare, and it's gonna be a good game.
Actually, they're going to move it to the Friday for you. And as far as Whitworth is concerned, for you, you've seen them, you've played against them. Thoughts on the Pirates?
They're going to come in for a fight. It's going to be a battle, and we'll see who comes out on top.
The Northwest Conference also starts then. I think that's a little bit of a bigger incentive, or is it not? Is it just one game at a time?
I mean, it's definitely just one game at a time for us, but we're thinking big picture. We want a conference championship this year for sure.
Okay. Student athletes, what are you at with that? Obviously, the student athlete of the week is the student first, as you can tell. Yeah. You got to do all that balancing. How's the balance going, and what are you studying?
It's going great right now. Things are looking really up. I'm a rhetoric and media studies major, and I'm going to be a senior graduating next fall. I got another year of football in me. So, yeah, things are looking up, and I'm just so proud of myself, and my family's really proud of me how I became Student Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, it was one of those things that you didn't expect this award, and getting a Student Athlete award was a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, look at me a year or two ago, nobody would ever guess I'd be here right now, but all my teammates helped me, push me, so did my coaches, my family, and everybody, and I pushed myself, and I'm really proud of where I am today.
We're proud of you, too. We're going to slide over here, and your thoughts, certainly what you're studying, what do you want to do with what you're studying, how close you are to graduating?
I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm studying economics. I'm thinking about doing the 3-2 business program that we have going on. But I'm busy this week. I got three midterms the next 2 days, so it's going to be a busy week.
I think that's a good cue to stop the interview right there. Taylor Wyman, as well as Brendan Manion, Northwest Conference Student Athletes of the Week, offense, defense, and special teams. With these two fellas, good luck to you guys. Thanks a lot. And I'm Mike Gallagher for FullAccessSports.com.